mouths. Number 15. Edge computing. Edge computing is a new way of thinking about computers that involves a number of networks and devices that are on or near the user. Edge is about the processing data closer to where it's actually being created. This lets data be processed at higher speeds and larger amounts, which leads to better results that can be acted on in real time. It's got some advantages that just aren't found in traditional models, where all the computing power is kept in one place at a data center. Self-driving cars, robots that operate by themselves, smart equipment data, and automated retail are all examples of edge computing. At the edge, the most sensitive data is processed and the most important systems are powered. These places need solutions that have low latency and they don't need to connect to a network. What's so exciting about edge technology is that it has the potential to change businesses in every industry and function, from interacting with customers and marketing to production and back office operations. Number 14. Self-healing concrete. A brand new type of concrete is now a reality, and it's a concrete that amazingly can just fix itself. It works like the way that wounds on the body heal themselves by secreting some kind of special substance. To make self-healing concrete, certain materials like fibers or capsules that contain adhesive liquids are added to the concrete mix. When the crack happens, the fibers or capsules will break, releasing the liquid inside, which will fix the crack right away. Self-healing concrete, on the other hand, is still in the research phase though. It's still a long way from being used in the concrete business. Because regular concrete doesn't have a very high tensile strength, it often cracks. And these cracks make concrete less durable because they make it easy for liquids and gases that could contain harmful substances to move through the concrete. When micro cracks get bigger and reach the reinforcement, they can damage not just the concrete but also the steel bars that hold it all together. So it's important to keep the cracks from getting too big and to fix them as soon as possible. So basically, cracks in concrete that can fix themselves would make structures last longer and make the material not just more durable, but also more sustainable. And that's a good thing. I don't know if you've seen any of our videos that talk about like trash piles in the ocean, but we need some more sustainable in our lives. Number 13. Hydrogen fuel cell. Now we're going to take a look at hydrogen fuel cells. The chemical energy of hydrogen is used by a hydrogen fuel cell to generate electricity. It's a clean source of energy that only makes electricity, heat, and water as byproducts. And fuel cells can have many uses, from transportation to emergency backup power. They can power systems as big as a power plant or as small as a laptop. Hydrogen fuel cells are better than traditional combustion-based technologies because they're much more efficient and they put out less pollution. Since hydrogen fuel cells only give off water, they don't put any carbon dioxide or other harmful gases into the air. And because they have fewer moving parts than combustion technologies, fuel cells are also quiet when they're in use. Today, there's several ways to make hydrogen fuel. For example, light is used to make hydrogen in processes that are powered by the sun. Electrolysis is a process that can be used to separate water into oxygen and hydrogen. An electrolyzer is a device that uses electricity to do the opposite of what a fuel cell does. Instead of using the energy from a hydrogen molecule like a fuel cell does, an electrolyzer makes hydrogen from water molecules. So, in plain terms, all you need is plenty of water and you got fuel for everybody. Number 12. The man-made stars changing the sky. Out of the 6,000 stars that can be seen with the naked eye from Earth, there's a few that are easy to spot and have special meaning. Sailors have used the Polaris or North Star to help them find their way for thousands of years because it seems to stay in the same place in the northern hemisphere. As our reliance on space technology grows, hundreds of new satellites are launched every year, making the sky more and more crowded. Even though most of us will only see them briefly as they pass over our heads, they are already giving astronomers trouble as they look out into the universe. Russian startup Start Rocket has said that it wants to send up to 300 small satellites with retractable reflective sails into low Earth orbit. Once they get there, they can be put together like pixels on a screen to make company logos look like star-like constellations as the sun shines on them. It would mean that for about 6 minutes every night, we'd look up and see the first constellations that were branded for business business. I don't know how I feel about that. An astrophysicist at the University of Cambridge says that capitalism has reached stratospheric heights. She's nailed it there. Gina Halabi went on to say, "I'm 100% against this space pollution and commodification of the night sky." And Gina, I agree with you 100%. The last thing I want to see is a Starbuck glowing constellation over my head every night. Number 11. GPT-3 powers. Generative Pre-trained Transformer 3 is an autoregressive language model that uses deep learning to make text that sounds just like it was written by a person. So it works like this. If you give it some text as a starting point, it'll come up with text that continues on from what you gave it. The quality of the text that GPT-3 creates is so high, it can be hard to tell if it was written by a human or not. This has both pros and cons. Back in 2020, Microsoft said that it had licensed exclusive use of GPT-3. Other people can still use the public API to get output, but only Microsoft has access to GPT-3's underlying model. However, 31 researchers and engineers from OpenAI presented the first paper on GPT-3 on May 28th of 2020. In their paper, the dangers of GPT-3 and asked for research to reduce risk. So Microsoft are freaking out about misinformation, disinformation, and fake news while at the same time building technology that'll make AI fake news completely indistinguishable from human writing. What are they up to exactly? Number 10. Connected home. A connected home is networked so devices, services, and apps can connect together and work to keep your home running smoothly. You get that app for descaling the shower downloaded, and that'll save you a lot of annoyance, I think. People living in a connected home can control and monitor their home from inside and from outside of it. But it'll be a while before the market reaches its full potential, according to experts. Many consumers still don't know what the point of all these connected devices is, and early adopters have a lot of problems that haven't been resolved yet. Even though there's a lot of possibilities, the dream homes that are fully connected are still a long way off. We haven't seen explosive growth in the market yet, but players who are well positioned can still make a ton of money as curiosity grows among people who want to live inside of a giant iPhone. Number 9. Lithium metal battery. Researchers have made a promising battery for electric cars that last longer than ever before. This is a big step towards the goal of making batteries for future electric cars that are lighter, cheaper, and last longer. And that's been a pretty big drawback to electric cars so far, recharging the damn things more often than a 10-year-old burner phone. These batteries are seen as an important part of the solution to reducing the effects of climate change, too. A lithium metal battery for electric vehicles is one thing that could really help. These batteries have almost twice as much power as the lithium-ion batteries that are usually used, and they weigh less. With that combination, it'd be possible to make an electric car that's lighter and can go much farther on one single charge. It's a big step forward for a technology that has a ton of potential, but lithium metal technology still isn't ready for prime time. Even though lithium-ion batteries used in electric cars today hold less energy, they last longer. Usually at least 1,000 charges compared to just 600 for lithium metal at best. But cars won't be able to go as far on a single charge as they could with lithium metal batteries that work well, and advancements are being made all the time.